If you're not comfortable working with plumbing, I'd advise you to call a professional or somebody that knows what they're doing to help you. So, I got a problem here, lady. Is that whoever fixed this didn't put the washer on right underneath. So now she has a leak. So I took a picture of the bottom of the drain. That's what you saw in the beginning. So what I gotta do is take this out and put some plumber's putty in, and I'll show you. The way I'm gonna take that out is, see these two holes right here? I'm just gonna stick this wrench down here and wiggle it in them holes. And well, what am I gonna do is put this like this. Put that down like this, that way these are closer together, you know? And then put this down here into the hose so it fits, and then I'm gonna twist it off. It's a twisty. So I'm loosening it up. It's just that this, when I'm trying to do it with my hands, I'm afraid these might snap, and they're good. But you know, all tools, they snap. So I got this, kind of hold it, and then I'm holding this down, and it's coming, loosen, it's coming, but it just seems like these pliers are too fat to stick into the hole, but it'll work. It's coming out, and I'm just kind of wiggling at it, you know, and putting pressure on the top at the same time. So if your tub is ever leaking, most likely this is where it is. And you can see right there, see the gap in between the inside of the outside of the tub and the pipe? Well, this is what was in there. And you can see that it wasn't seated correctly. Because if you flip it around, you can see right here, see the lines, and then you see how it kind of went off. So I bought another washer just to use a fresh washer. This is kind of like tight. You can see the difference. Like this is really tight, so there wouldn't be no squeezing out. So the tricky part is just getting it through. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna put it on and get it through and screw it up, and I'll update if I have any problems. So I'm not sure if this is a problem, but see how it's too tight to go on? So what I'm doing is so I can get it through and keep it on at the same time, and then when I screw it up, it'll kind of flatten itself out. I put it on like that, and I'm putting it in like this, and kind of just getting it through, just so it's on the threads already. You see what I'm saying? So it's on the threads already. Bam. And that's through. So it's on the threads already. Now I just need to get somebody to push the pipe up and then tighten it up. And it should be good. It should just flatten itself out. After all said and done, I ended up not using the plumber's putty because it just made sense not to use the plumber's putty. But what I did was I went on the bottom of where I put the gasket at, and I kind of, because on the plumbing part it had ridges that you seen that were put in the other gasket, and I didn't want them ridges because it was like this, right? When I put it in, the washer was like that, and I didn't want the washer to get tight and get caught on the ridges and buckle. So what I did is I went underneath and I kind of held the drain at the same time, and I made the washer like that, if you can understand that. And because on the top of the tub there's no ridges, it's smooth. So when I tighten it up, you know, there wouldn't be nothing for the gasket to get caught on, like them ridges, and it just flattened right out perfectly. And be careful when you're tightening it with the wrenches, because the threads on the pipe are plastic and everything's glued together and you don't want to break a thread. So that's tight. So I'm going to go downstairs and check it out and see where the washer stands. I'm going to use this opportunity to show how it's used. On some applications, you take this. This was the drain. This was in there. That's what I'm going to spin in there. So some applications, they don't have washers and you have no choice, and the plumber's putty acts as a washer. So since I only have one hand, you get the idea. You roll it like a dough, and then you just kind of pull it apart just long enough to where you can wrap it around this thing right here. And you don't have to use as much as me. I just use a lot just because, you know, and this is good. Just kind of make it tight around, you know, and I'm just going to break this piece off, save that little bit. And yeah, you just put it like that. Make it on as good as possible. You want it on the outside, or the bottom, on the rim, more than anything else. So, and besides, it's all how you prop it is how easy it's going to be. So you want it like that, and then I'm going to put it in there like that, and then all of it's going to squeeze out of the side. And I'll show you when I'm finished how it squeezes out the side. So I wasn't able to show you how it pancakes out the sides like that, but it's easier to go on than to come off.